There are only 5 reasons to leave home: shopping for food and supplies, exercise, both within 5 kilometres of your home, care and caregiving, authorised work or education if you can't do it from home, and getting vaccinated as soon as you're eligible. Masks are mandatory indoors and outdoors. A curfew is now in place between 9 p.m. and 5 a.m. For the latest updates, go to coronavirus.vic.gov.au. Authorised by the Victorian Government, Melbourne. Is it lunchtime yet? Don't rush to the shops.
You want me to be, feeling so faithless, lost under the surface. You don't know what you're expecting of me, but under the pressure of walking in your shoes. Caught in the undertow, just caught in the undertow, and every step that I take is another mistake to you. Cause everything that you thought I would be is falling apart right in front of you. Caught in the undertow, just caught in the undertow. Every step that I take is another mistake to you. And every second I waste is more than I can take. I've become so numb, I can feel you there. I become so tired, so much more aware of becoming there. All I want to do is be more like me and be less like you. Become so
Welcome, welcome, welcome. As we've missed the opening fast lap, as we've already heard, looks like that was a Alfa Romeo spinning out. Welcome everyone to round 2 of the FNL season here on F1 2021, as we just saw Mendy catapult himself off the the turn 9 and going side by side with Zach, blocking off turn 10 here. So just a little small incident, but yeah, we're into round 2 here, and we're all the way in Spain. So from Bahrain all the way to Spain, also known as Spain for most of these drivers, since it's one of the most technical tracks on the F1 calendar, used for the summer testing for the F1 teams because of the dynamic turning as well as the strong fast straights here. So they get all the data throughout the season that's available to them, as Yamsi gets a 1:15.4, the fastest time so far. We have Tao, who has returned back as a reserve driver, upgrading his seat into the Mercedes-Benz for for Vass, who is not here today. Every driver is on the grid in their regular spots. The only reserve driver in this evening is Tao. We're seeing Red Bull perform a lot better, but it looks like they're starting on the medium compound, as we can have a look, as just Null has just finished his 16.8 on the medium. So that's a very competitive time on his opening lap, with plenty of soft runners to go. As you may already notice, Crystal Paladins retired from the race due to incident reports from the following week, causing him to have a qualifying ban. So that's everything caught up of the opening 6 minutes. It's only qualifying. It only gets extremely watchable in the final moments when the track is at its optimal temperature. Drivers will get the dry set of tyres for qualifying, the soft and the mediums. No need for the hards here. Seems to be most likely a two-stop strategy, as it was in real life, with Lewis pretending to do the one. Oh no, it was Max actually reversed it on him, I think, in Spain. I think it was. I think Max went in for the two-stop here instead of where Lewis did a two-stop in another race, actually. So it looks like it's probably going to be a two-stop, a soft medium, or a soft medium stop is what we saw in Bahrain. That was the quickest. The one-stop is optimal with the soft to hards, but like we saw with Yamsi in the two-stop strategy, was just way too quick. So we'll stay on board with Davies here. Oh, he's already finished his lap, as we can tell by the fuel gauge. Let's go on board of a McLaren of Papa Fresh here. He's the fastest car in Sector 1. Helping out teammates to get a incredible tow into turn 1 will be incredible. Oh yeah, that's what it was in France. That was the difference. Yeah, that was it. And that was it. Bang on the dot. Yeah, Clunky, thanks for adjusting it. I knew there was a two-stop flip up in one of these circuits, and it was France, and then he flipped it back in Spain. So let's see what Papa Fresh can do here. Sliding into the third sector. He's got a bit of traffic that's opting, staying on a nice green line, so giving him plenty of room. No, not exceeding track limits, so he's using all the track available, but it's staying within those white lines, as the strict corner cutting will venture these cars to come off onto the red. So he pulls off into the final turn and see what time he can pull off here, and he slots into P4 with a 1:16.3, just in front of Tao on his soft run, who's currently on an out lap at the moment. So it looks like Mendy didn't want to really give Papa Fresh a second lap if he's got that setting on that lets the AI take over the entire time. Let's see what his teammate can do. It slots into P2, and in competitive time is the second time in the 15s, and it looks like Alex doesn't want to let him go either. So a few drivers are opting just to not let drivers out from the pit lane, slowing down. So let's have a look at Rappel. He's on his out lap, but he's on the medium, so we'll stay on board with him for his lap. So Rappel going through the slide of the third sector, sliding into the start-finish straight, and let's see what time he can produce on the medium. Sector 2 yellows. It's just a McLaren letting past a Haas driver. Let's see what Rappel can do. The constructors champion of F1 2020, as he goes into turn 1, into a tricky turn 2, and then a flat turn 3. If you've got the right setup, as you can see, he eased into the accelerator throughout that turn, and he's coming into the tricky braking zone, into a long right-hander, and you predominantly nearly can stay flat throughout, except for a little bit of braking in here. Don't want to lock up into turn 5, through to 6, using the track as much as you can up to that white line. This part of the circuit catches a lot of drivers out, especially in track limits. and he keeps that nice and tidy. Going off that circuit there might even throw you into the wall, is what we saw Mendy before. Especially turn 11, that's going to catch out a lot of drivers going into the second DRS zone, into the braking zone of 13. As we can see, the Codemasters has not updated the circuit as it was this year with the extension of turn 13. So let's see how he goes through here into the final sector here, and we'll see what time he can produce. I'm going to probably be looking at around a 16.3. He looks like he's around a bit quicker than Sniper Monk, but not into the twos. Let's see what he can produce. And it's 16.5. So yeah, just off Sniper Monk's time. Looks like he was on the mediums and he did his time in the softs and then put on the mediums for Sniper Monk. So where was Null? He's done slightly quicker time than Null there, but the quickest medium time nonetheless on this session. Got to take some hints from this race because they've got the Spain. Yes, you got the PRL race on the Sunday, and Rappel's actually purpled sector 1 here. I think he's pushing for potentially 2 laps, as we can see by the ERS being used, as well as the fuel gauge is not red. Oh yeah, RPL, RPS. Yeah. What is it actually? Yeah, is it RPL? Yeah, I think I got it right. It's funny because even in my stream elements I had it written down as RPS. Or RPL. Oh. PRS. I had it down as PRS. He doesn't purple sector 2, but he's still the quickest car in sector 1. And is Rappel going to pull off a double lap to improve his time to stay within the 10? Yeah, the name change always gets me off. I can't remember what was the reason for it. So let's see if Rappel can improve his time with a 16.5. And he improves to a 16.3. That was the time I was thinking he was going to get in the first lap. So 2 laps on the medium, still better than starting on the softs. And it gives him the most optimal tyres to be used through the race. If he does a medium hard, he's definitely going to be on top of the table here. As Tal has improved his time with a 15.6. So it looks like he's been practicing quite a bit here. As Tal really doesn't like F1 as much as others. Let me just adjust something quick. And there we go. So let's see if Masticles can not extend on to turns 10 and 11. Stays within those lines. Turn 12, fast right-hander. And he exceeds. He cuts in way too much. Taking all those 4 tyres off the circuit there. So we can probably take off the tyre gauge, as everyone within the 10 is going to be on the softs now. So Papa Fresh, out to improve his time. You can see from his outlap that he chose to not turn off his ERS. As you can actually do that, but make sure you toggle it back on before your race. Got a bit of traffic coming up to here, so we'll go on board. Is any minute now on a lap? I don't think he is. And this dirty air might affect him in this tricky sector 2, coming through into turn 6 now. So any minute now, still probably on his lap as well. No, and he lets him go now. And away. Oh, and he's caught the inside curb. And he's hit, and he's actually got his front wing intact. Not a lot of damage there. Oh, that might do it though. Yeah, going a little bit too quick on the accelerator might finish off the job there, Papa. Let's go on board with Alex. No, he's already finished his time, as the low fuel is indicated on his mediums. Ghost is on his quick lap here. A lot slower through there, a lot more timid than others going through that fast sector. It is a hard turn. It's the hardest turn in the circuit, I believe. It's just because you can just lose the back end so quickly, catch the curb, you get thrown to the wall, especially with the curbs this year are just impossible. He's actually finishing his lap as the fuel gauge has just indicated. So I think Davies, why wasn't... Look, I'm flipping, but I'm stuck on Rappel. Oh, dude, this game. Alright, let's just do it like this. So everyone's in the pits. 4 minutes left in the session. Team Williams of Gunner and Voodoo. First time. This is their first F1 game, so we're expecting Williams types results where anything above the 15 is a phenomenal effort. Within the 10's absolutely brilliant. But what we are seeing here is the drivers going for the Coaches Award, the most improved award, of coming in every week and just improving their time. learning how the setups work, learning when to go flat, and they're just putting the time in. Oh, you wanna see who's on ahead on the mediums? No, you are currently you and Repel, but no one is ahead of you on the mediums currently, sir. You are a 16-2 and off, and you're just in front of Mendy and Masticles. As Sniper Monk has popped up in the softs, but what's going to happen, Dave, is everyone's going to pop up in the softs right now and take your laps. As was that a dead car? Was that Zach? Yeah, that was Zach. Is he still on the circuit? Oh, now he's despawned. I was wondering why that Sector 2 was there for so long. P111 is fine. That's the objective. 5 grid place penalty for Repel for blocking. For blocking. That is going to hurt his race 100%. He's on the softs at the moment, so even if he gets pole position, he's starting in P6, down 5 places. For intentionally blocking another driver coming out the pits. I wonder who's... Is Yumpsy and Tao going to go back out? There's still 2 minutes left in the session. Let's see what Masticles can do. Oh, he's got some traffic. He's got a McLaren. Nearly lost it in the same spot. Just off the curb slightly. Using all the track available to slide through here. Very fast sector through here. Oh, he's got a bit of traffic. He's got people preparing for their laps. Licorice has to be rushed. And Masticles has got to get a bit of a tow here. And that's actually probably going to damage his lap a little bit, but a 15.9. Let's go on top of Licorice. As they're going side by side and he lets him go. Oh, was that a retirement? No. Oh, just Masticles letting people go. You don't want to get a grid place penalty, as we saw from his teammate Repel. Is Yumpsy in front? He is too. So we'll stay on board with Yumpsy. 33 seconds left in the session. And this is what it all leads up to. Mercedes got to lock out the front row here at Spain as Kopsky goes into P4, jumping Masticles there. But let's stay on board with the current pole position setter of Yumpsy. He's going to the braking zone of turn 1. Slams up the gears into turns 2. Stays flat through turns 3. Very long right-hander. He doesn't want to get any dirty air coming through here. Kopsky lets him go. Turn 5. Braking underneath the sign. He's got a purple sector 1. And he's flying up the gears, short shifting through 5 into the braking zone of 5. And then using all the track limits, he actually doesn't want to ride the curbs as much. He opted to push for the wide curbs. And now he's got a bit of traffic. He's got the Red Bull driver in front of him. And he's got his lines a little bit messed up from the curb, catching the car into turns 10. And he's coming through now using DRS. But unfortunately, I think he's lost a bit of time there catching the car into that turn 10 area. So he stays away from those curbs, very much Lewis-like. And how he goes here. The purple did flicker for a second. 15.4 it was his time. Let's see if he can improve it using all the track available, setting him up perfectly through here. And he rides him over to the point where he's not going to... Oh, and he just accelerated too early. Tokyo drifting is his move. And he decides... And then Tails retired. Did he retire on circuit? He might have. Let's stay on board with Licorice here. Where's that Mercedes? But Dills has jumped the very lazy towel. And he's done a 15.5. So Yamsi, even though he pulled out of his lap making that mistake in the final sector, he still claims P1 with Dills splitting the Mercedes. So back-to-back races, we've had a Ferrari split, and then we've had a McLaren split the Mercedes drivers. So Yamsi is our pole position sitter here with a 15.4, with Dills with a 15.5 just behind him, and Tao sitting at a 15.6. That's our top three. Sniper Monk with a 15.6, Kopsky 15.7, Masticles Null, Alex Davies. So the two Ferraris with similar pace around Spain. And then our P10 sitter is Mendy. So yes, Yamsi takes it, but then Rappel sitting at P12 has got a 5-place grid penalty for blocking out of the pit lane. So an interesting qualifying session that was, but Mercedes are still dominating in overall one-lap pace here at FNL. So as the drivers get their setups ready, we'll be right back.
Like I used to. It just easy now, no need to go down. Easy now, no need to go down. Rock that run, that is where we're from. Whoop whoop when you run, come around. Cause now you're the talk of the town, yeah. Now you're the talk of the town, yeah. Now you're the talk of the town. Whoop whoop when you run, come around. Whoop whoop when you run, come around. Cause now you're the talk of the town, yeah. Whoop whoop when you run, come around. Easy now, no need to go down. Just walking gently and you're breaking a bone. Cool and deeply, you have a style of your own. The saxophone, there's a sound like the top of the tone, yeah. I'm a rocker when you run, come around, yeah. Make a move, make me whole body bubble. Let me know, say you're trouble when you're ready for the double. And you hit that, nothing, make up. Play with it a little. Why you so not tickle? I'm telling you to hit that, nothing, make up. Stay with it a little. Why you so not tickle? I'm feeling them. Wait up. When you run, come around. When you run, come around. Come you're the talk of the town. When you run, come around. When you run, come around. Easy now, no need to go down. Easy now, no need to go down. Walking gently and you're breaking around. Whoop whoop when you run, come around. Cause now you're the talk of the town. Whoop whoop when you run, come around. Cause now you're the talk of the town. Whoop whoop when you run, come around. Cause now you're the talk of the town. Now you're the talk of the town. Now you're the talk of the town.
Welcome back. So we have Clunky Boy with a prediction of a Yump P1, Davies P2, and an Alex P3. So the two Ferraris coming from the bottom of the 10, coming into the podium finish. That will be an amazing time for Ferrari if that can happen. Alex comes in with the classic towel to retire. It is a known factor here, but it does come with the qualifying ban to retire unless an individual mistake has caused that. So as we can see on screen, Yumpsy controlling the pace here with the formation lap here at Spain, and looks like it's got to be completely dry throughout. Strategy-wise, we're looking at a two-stop strategy, soft, medium, or a soft, medium, soft, or the one-stop strategy with the soft to hards or the mediums to hard, depending on where you finished inside the 10. So Davies is on the medium strategy, only medium boy that finished inside the 10. And as we can see, it's a soft, medium, or a soft, medium, hard strategy that has been given by AWS, Amazon service that are fantastic within their own right. So Rappel is starting in P17. Let's have a look at the tyre compounds picked from the bottom 10. So we're looking at mediums from all the way down into Gunners softs and Crystals hard. So let's go on position changes in the first opening lap. Yamsi rolls the car onto the grid with those worn softs, as all the drivers in the 10 have their qualifying tyres. Once again, thank you to the 6 names at the bottom of the board for donating towards our commentary team. Let's get ready to rumble here at Spain. 3, 4, 5. Red lights here at Spain. Yamsi's our leader, and away we go. He gets a wheel starting speed, and Dills also lights up the tyres, but we see no contact throughout into the heavy braking zone into turn 1. We can see the Haas of Copsey trying to iron through the group, going all the way wide. Ferrari's going side by side, making contact with the Red Bull, and the McLaren trying to ease through the back of the pack here with Papa Fresh. And he's got Zach and Mendy coming up behind him. The 2 Ferraris battling in and out. One on the fresher softs, one on the harder mediums. So he's going to be slow off the start as the pack is just trying to be unleveled here. As the Ferrari's going side by side with the McLaren once again. Contact with Papa Fresh on that inside side pod, controlling the car to not spin. As we can see, a bit of a concertina effect from the Aston Martin down of Sniper, just getting outbraked by Kopsky there on the front end. As we have the car starting to level out here, as Yumpsy has pulled off a 1 second gap. But we go through the bottom of the pack here into a very tricky area here. We'll go on board with Alex, and we have Mendy falling down the grid rapidly, and he's just eased off the car completely. Looks like he might have a lot of wing damage. End plate ripped off. Oh, there's a huge amount of contact there too. That is Ghost and Repel out of the Grand Prix into Sector 2. 2 cars gone. Safety car. We're going to see a virtual safety car at all. We'll try and get a replay up of the angles that we had. And then we just saw Papa Fresh's front wing absolutely ripped off as well. So a lot of carnage have came out. And we have a virtual safety car and a full safety car coming off of lap 1 here at Payne. So what we saw unfold was a potential side-by-side of a 5-second grid place penalty. Repel trying to cut through the gap, as cars are opting to pit to fix the front wings. Mendy, Zach, and Papa Fresh all going in, taking off the tyres and putting on some fresh ones as well as some fresh front wings. So a huge amount of carnage already. And now, as always, the interval glitch begins. Yamsi is our leader, so we'll stay on board with him. So what a hectic start already. Lap, not even... Oh yeah, there we go. Lap 3 glitch pops up as well. Halfway through lap 1 of Payne here, and we have a virtual safety car into a full-blown safety car of a double retirement of the admin crew of Ghost and Repel, as we can see through this sector here. We'll go on board. This is where he lost it here. So it looked like there was contact, and it didn't look like... They might have bounced off the wall and bounced back onto the circuit, either from a mistake or contact. But we might get a better view after the Grand Prix. But right now, that's the best that we got. So we might be here for a long race, ladies and gentlemen, as we already have a nice slow safety car here at Spain. I can't keep making the joke of Payne every Tuesday. But Yamsi's gone in. Yamsi's make the bold move. And Tal has followed in as well. Dills has opted to stay out on the softs. Yamsi and Classic Mercedes are going for the double stop. Let's see how quick this is. Tao's been held up just a little bit. How long until the team gets settled? How long until he gets thrown in? And it looks like that was a huge amount of time lost for Tao. Maybe should have pitted a lap earlier, as it looks like he's still delayed. So the time positions lost. I think Yamsi and Tao will still come out but next to each other. But it looks like Kopsky has made a position from the double stop strategy from Mercedes. So that looks like it might be under work. But Dills is now our effective Grand Prix leader, pumping the stats of laps led in the Grand Prix. Unfortunately for his teammate, down in 18th position with a time penalty. And then Gunner also gets a 5-second time penalty for speeding into the pit lane. As the drivers know, that setting is turned off. So there's no abusing that old trick of just throwing the car into the pits at full speed. Oh, there we go. Oh, sorry, I'm just looking at the chat now. Clunky Boy. Oh! There you go. So we have a few laps on the safety car. After a no safety car or virtual safety car from last week's race, I was hoping for something similar. But a race restart nonetheless. We're going to do another lap under the safety car because some drivers are still trying to catch to the back of the pack. The safety car usually goes for like 3 to 4 laps. What happened to Ghost and I don't know. Didn't really catch it. I just saw 2 cars die in the middle of the track. I just took guesses. Not like RPL with 4 safety cars at Bahrain. Yeah, 4 safety cars and 2 virtual. And then Repel. Wait, Sniper Monk's gone. Did he retire in the... Did he crash in the pit lane? So Sniper Monk is now out of the Grand Prix under safety car. 3 retirements. Someone sniped Sniper Monk. Death before the pit lane. Huh. Killed himself on the wall. Oh wow, way. What an unfortunate way to end it, starting so high up in qualifying to fall down under safety car into the slowest part of the circuit. Slowest average lap under safety car. And we have another retirement, Licorice. Oh my god. He's retired from the Grand Prix. 2 retirements under the safest part. The safest part of the race is under safety car. The slowest part of the race. And we have 2 retirements. We had 2 retirements during the race and 2 retirements under safety car, which isn't going to cause another safety car. But... And then Papa Fresh has gone down. He spun the car around on the safety car. Jeez Louise. People need to get him back onto F1 instead of iRacing. So let's see how his teammate deals. Does the safety car restart? And he's gone. Looks like Alex is going to take a stab at the Red Bull. Faster straight line speed from that slipstream. Side by side, who's going to brake later? And then Newell has to concede that position of Alex going around the outside, but he gets a better run. Looks like Gunners fall back. Oh, look at the dirty air that Alex copped. He has to go into overtake slightly just to maintain that position. So it looks like Gunners falling down a little bit here. Going up the grid. And Davies wants to try and catch up to Noor here. And Alex is trying to hold him back, using overtake just to push him away. Masticles wants to stay within the leader. He's within 5/10, so he's still within that DRS zone when it opens in 3 laps time. Yumpsy, who pitted onto the mediums, has to fight back through the pack to gain those positions back. And let's see if he can do it under the braking zone against Burt here. And he does that comfortably with plenty of space given as well. And as you can see, Kopsky and Tao wants to also try and get through this pack as well as quick as possible. Also pitting onto the mediums. Sector 2 and 3. That looks like it's Zack Attack. And he's also made... Oh, and then... Oh, a bit of contact. Oh, and he's also inside the car of Gunner. Even Voodoo and Menya going side by side. Sector 3 yellows. That's Kopsky gone. He's died way upside the track. Way outside of that turn. 5 retirements, ladies and gentlemen, within 6 laps. 2 of them under safety car. So what's going to happen here? Yellow flag sectors. Are we going to see a potential safety car again? Looks like we might be safe here with the despawn and no more safety cars from that. So it looks like Clunky Boy might be right with his predictions with Davies and Alex pushing up the field here in P3 and 5, starting at P8 and 9. So a phenomenal start from these Ferrari drivers, trying to avoid as many instances as possible. And Masticles is in the wall! And he has to wait. He has to wait patiently as he whips the car around. Oh, he's got to make contact. Oh, Voodoo just going around him. That's not the safest time to do a half spin, I'll tell you that right now. As Masticles is trying to hold that position on with Papa Fresh, trying to opt for around the outside off the circuit. He's been behind Voodoo for an entire lap. This is going to be tiresome on him trying to get past the Williams driver. And Dills has actually pulled off 2 seconds away from the next driver. There we go. So Null is still trying to stay within that DRS. He's 2 tenths away, so he can pull off a move at any point. But he's got to stay behind him, probably make a move within DRS at this lap or potentially the next lap. Sector 2 yellows. I think that's the other Red Bull teammate it is. Any minute now has made a mistake. He's trying to find a place to rejoin. He does, and he's got Masticles right behind him. Tries to probably whip it around the outside here. No, he will stay behind. A lot of drivers being caught out by the very technical track of Spain. So staying on board with this battle at the front. Alex just catching those curves a little bit too much, as he's got to have a very dangerous Red Bull coming after him, 4 tenths behind with DRS. Sector 3 yellows, that's the any minute now once again, I think. No, that might have been Gunner making a mistake. And he doesn't get the move done, but Davies needs to stay within. Masticles goes into the pits. And the 2 Mercedes drivers of Tell and Yumpsy are gaining through the packs now. They're 1.2 seconds away from 4th. So any minute now on the back of Papa Fresh, and Papa holds him for now. Any minute now going for the narrow line, staying nearly flat the entire way through, even with the dirty air. So these setups are very much built with rear downforce in mind. So Alex still 2.2 seconds away from the lead of the Grand Prix, but up 6 positions total. So he's had a strong opening path in here from those safety cars, as well as the 5 retirements during that time as well. And that was a hugely improved 3rd sector from Alex. He actually pulled away more than he has on that lap than on the previous one, as Null's actually nearly out of the 2nd range. But with the DRS and ERS, as Tal and Yumpsy, clearly the 2 fastest cars on the grid, are flying through purple lap, fastest lap and fastest lap. Mercedes have got something right with the car this year. So Yumpsy flying through onto the back of Davies. The dirty air showing it's difficult to stay behind the Ferrari right now. So very difficult conditions to follow here. It's probably why Papa Fresh took so long to get past another driver. And it looks like, oh, multiple cars. Whew. It looks like Crystal Paladin and Papa Fresh might have been caught with a side-by-side incident, and both have to flick spin, and Zach and the rest just nearly catching them out, trying while they were just staying idle there. But Yumpsy still flying through. Tao is 1.4, so he's around the same pace, but Yumpsy is within that DRS. And look at this DRS train caused by Alex 96, all the way down from 2nd to 5th place. Tao will be catching up soon as well if things don't go out. Yumpsy eager to make a move done, showing the nose towards Davey, saying, I'm here and I want to make a move now. It's all coming out to the setup into the final turn on who's got the more ERS as well. Davies and Yumpsy on equal pace. Alex goes into the pits because he's on the soft compound and he doesn't want to let Null get past him and battle any further. Yumpsy probably going to go deeper onto breakings. No, he will stay behind for now. Didn't get enough to set up. Locks up the rear slightly as well, so it doesn't get a good run through turns 3 and that dirty air. You can see his car just get dragged out wide and then maintain it. So it's now Null's turn to try and break this toe during these tricky dirty air sectors here. But now look at this, because of the battling and the dirty air, Towel has now joined within that 1 second range, but actually nearly there, probably 2 more turns, and he's on the back of Yumsy. Alex coming out of the pits on the mediums has got Mendy in front of him, so this battle won't last long, as Mendy, I believe, is on the hard compound tyre here, as we can probably try and have a look at the graphical senses. We don't need to look at positions gained. Yeah, Mendy pitted for the hards during the safety car moment. So let's see how long until Alex decides to make a move here, as we probably have Yumsy try and make a move very soon as well. But Alex getting a better run, and with the DRS and the toe, he's going to make that move into turn 13 a lot more easier. He might even outbrake himself here. As we go for the switchback, Mendy wants to battle him out, and he gets back in front. So fantastic defending by Mendy, but at the same time, DRS is coming very soon into turn 1. So side by side, Null and Davies for the lead of the Grand Prix, as Davies goes, oh, and there we go! Was that Bert? Was that Null has just snapped back to reality into a wall. It looks like he just caught the curb and just snapped. As that replay's finally stopped, but we'll get a replay inside of a replay. And yeah, we're not going to see it because of that replay of Mendy defending. Yeah, you can just see it. You can just see the car snap from the curb. And now he's got no front wing. That is his race gone. Oh, Tower with the catch. Yeah, 20 seconds isn't a long time for a replay, but it's a long time in F1. So we have our new battles for the lead of the Grand Prix. Davies on mediums, Yumsy's on mediums, and Tower is on mediums. But I don't think Davies has pitted. He has not. Tower has not gained a position or lost a position from the start of the Grand Prix with his pit stop with the double stack with Yumsy. So fantastic effort to gain back through, and to also gain pace on a game that he's fallen out with. So it looks like Yumsy's prying on an easy move into turn 1. Comfortably has it done, but it's all about now breaking that toe barrier. So once again, a Ferrari is splitting the Mercs like it was yesterday. And then Tao's gone! He's caught the inside curb, an individual mistake. He does have 13 seconds to the next car. So head up, head up. As Bert is seeing the yellow flag, so he sees an injured McLaren, Mercedes in front of him. But Tal has done the same thing as what Null did just a lap prior, which was catching that curb and then spun him out. But this time, fortunately, just to get a little bit of wheel damage there. Sector 3 yellows. Is that any minute now, or is that Null once again? I thought it was a... Oh, it's a gunner. Front wing completely ripped off as well. Hopefully he brings into the pits nice and safe. He doesn't hit the wall. So now 10 seconds of the gap. Tail was right on the back of Davies. Thank you, Kopsky, for following. Hope you're enjoying the race. It's unfortunate from what happened to you. I didn't get an eye of your incident causing the retirement in at the start-finish line, but it might be interesting to try and get a clip of that to watch later. So let's see what Davies can do. Davies can't get the job done against Yumsy, so he's staying behind. He does have older tyres. Hit the curb and spun me into the wall. Okay, so it's a very similar feeling towards the rest of these drivers as well. The wheel didn't fall, but it's still retired. Yeah, if there's a big enough hit at the front end, Jeff will just come over the radio and just tell you to retire. So any minute now on the back of Mendy. Oh, he wants to send it down the inside, as he's got those fresher mediums. And Davies is just falling out of that DRS zone. Staying just as we have a sector 1 and 2 of no. Oh, and there we go. Any minute now, it's just lost the back of the car again. So multiple drivers have caused the same individual mistake, and that front wing just ripped off like nothing was there, causing a sector 2 yellow. As the intervals decide to not be friends with us once again, it'll probably come back through soon, as it does. Let's see if any minute now can bring to the pit safe. Sector 1, 2, and 3 yellows. Davies is out of DRS. This is Yumpsy's time to break away and to make the race his own. Bird is currently on the back of Alex, as Alex got past him just into that turn 1 area, as you can see by the track map. Lap 14 of 33, nearly halfway there of the Spanish Grand Prix. And Bert has fallen out of the second range quite quickly through that sector 2. Alex flying with those mediums at this stage, prying onto the back of Tao. Tao has gained a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Track extensions on this circuit is quite difficult, especially turn 10. You just want to ride that car out. So that just creeps Alex into the picture just a little more, removing 3 seconds from his that time of 9. So he's only 6 seconds away effectively until they pit once again. Let's see if Zach wants to set up into the an overtake into turn 1, and he will just stay behind. For now, he wants to set up that move probably in the next 2 laps, just iron out that gap against Mendy. As we see more yellow flags popping up into sector 3, doesn't look like anything on the track map. So we'll just keep it on Zach for the meantime. He is the closest battle on circuit next to Bert, as Dills has just gone past him as well. Bad Voodoo has opted for the pit for another pit stop, fixing a front wing or a oil change. Again, Zach is trying to set up a move. He wants to build up the momentum into a turn 1 overtake. But it's all about getting the final sector right and laying yourself up for that overtake moment. It's all about moments here at SPAIN, and it's how you take them. So let's see how the Haas driver of Zach pushes in, and hopefully he's learned his lesson on how to defend his spot after the overtake as well. But 7 tenths away is the distance to not get the move done, so he's got to lay up himself one more time. You have to stay within the 5 tenths, like max, to try and get an overtake into turn 1. Even with DRS, ERS for the person in front is strong enough to pull that distance away. Has Yumpsy made a mistake? He has. So the leader of the Grand Prix has crumbled under the pressure of Davies, staying within that 1 second range. And he has lost the rear end of the car coming through turns 14 and 15. And he's going to go into the pit lane. So Davies is now the leader of the Grand Prix at SPAIN. And he's on those mediums that he hasn't pitted on yet. Let's have a double check. 15 laps under the mediums. So he has yet to pit. Because unless he pitted on the stage, you can't put another pair of mediums on. Let's see how far Yumpsy falls. Wait, what? Yeah, that's kind of wild. I don't know. Is he only into into 4th place? Yo, this is kind of wild, man. And he slams it past Bert down the inside there. Very nicely done. He needs to get past his drivers as fast as possible, as obviously making that mistake. Gunner has parked the car, letting the Red Bull of any minute now go, by the looks of it, or no. And he keeps going. Hey, these are good points. 15th and 14th position is good points. That's drive to survive here at Spain. Tao 7 seconds away from Davies from his mistake, catching the curb. So it's all about moments, once again, like I've said before. And Davies has taken his moment by not having one. Individual mistakes stack up. As Alex has pulled up 3 seconds. So Tao has gone into his final pit stop for the Grand Prix on lap 18. So Yumpsy and Tao have finished their pit stop strategy. And Davies looks like he'll probably be coming in soon for either another pair of mediums or a hard compound to finish off the Grand Prix. He's currently 16 seconds in front of Alex, so he'll fall behind Dills in his pit stop. Let's try and find a battle on circuit here. Everyone's within outside of the second. So we'll leave it on, as Null just went past, so we'll leave it on Masticles against Papa Fresh and leave it on the broadcasting cam due to everyone being so far away from each other that it will be just interesting enough just to leave it on these two and if they do continuously battle. 5/10 away is Masticles and Papa Fresh with a time penalty of 3 seconds on his name, so he'll be falling behind him no matter what, unless Masticles pulls up a time penalty as well. Masticles on the hard compound, and so is Papa Fresh, so they're both on the hard compound, indicated by the tyre on the top right next to their sector times, 2/10 off his fastest sector time in sector 2. And we have a sector 2 yellow of a Red Bull. Any minute now has made another individual mistakes, and Voodoo, is that Gunner? A lapped Gunner has gone past any minute now, so as Yumpsy has jumped in front of Dills into a turn 1 move and he's flying away. Dills opting for the long game on the hard, so Yumpsy's got to do some time managing to get those tyres to the end of the Grand Prix, which should be easy said and done for another medium set. Taylor's 4 seconds away from Dills, so we'll flick over to him when needed, and Masticles has gone past Papa Fresh during our quick switch to Yumpsy going back into the podium finishing positions. So Null here, 5/10 behind Crystal. He'll get DRS, and he's eating up a lot of his ERS currently. It looks like Crystal's just going to let him go here. Plenty of space given as well, and he flicks back behind him. Taylor's currently 2.8 seconds away from Dill, so that was a 2-second time cut from that lap alone. Is that the safety car? What's the safety car doing out here? We just saw the safety car driving around on the circuit, as we can see on the replay. Yeah, it's parked. It's almost like the game wants to deploy a safety car. As we can see it multiple times now, flipping through the drivers. The drivers will be talking to each other in chat that there is a parked safety car in the inside line. Wow. And with the intervals fucked up, where's Davies here? There he is. At least the safety car is in all red. And a safety car is deployed. For no reason. And the safety car is currently driving. And Crystal Palin has gained has copped a 5-place corner cutting penalty by gaining 1 position. Zach has also copped the same penalty. What the fuck? So we know the leader of the Grand Prix is Davies, and he's been gifted a safety car for his free pit stop. But the safety car was indicated a few laps. It was out a few laps and just toggled on. So, but this brings everyone back into the title, into the battle here. It saves Yamsi from cutting through the pack on the mediums. Alex is currently behind Voodoo, but I still don't know who's effectively leading. Yeah, we've already got some comments from Kopsky saying the fuck, and then Dutchy coming in with Cody's question mark. Yeah, it's an odd one. Like we're seeing Davies just glitch back onto the circuit, and his car seems to be driving normally, but he's now driving backwards in the pit lane, and now he's driving out of the pit lane. The fuck? I just want to watch it again. So who is leading? Yumpsy, get on the brakes, lad! Fucking hell. People forgetting if they're leading the race or not. So, Merck, out of nowhere, are now leading the Grand Prix due to this unknown safety car. It looks like everyone's laggy as fuck. We also have the Ferraris in P5, P3 and 4. So it looks like the intervals have been all fixed up. Oh, so the retirement was Gunner. So we lost a Williams driver somewhere during that moment, but I didn't see his name pop up saying a retirement. But that safety car was out 2 to 3 laps before there was a retirement. Anyone in the chat want to put their own explanation down? As Yamsi has bitten the bullet and he's gone inside the pit and probably got to finish on the softs. Tao can't opt to the double stop again, knowing how many spots he's got to lose. So with his time management skills, he might be able to finish the race on the mediums, and Yamsi's got to be flying through the pack on those fresh and dangerous softs, because he's got Davies behind him and he's on softs. He's got Alex behind on mediums, Dills is behind on mediums, mediums for Null, mediums for Masticles, and then softs for the quick Yamsi, who was leading the Grand Prix for a huge amount of sectors and laps until his mistake. As any minute now wants to unlap himself. And any minute now gets disqualified for trying to do that, because you can't unlap yourself in F1 2020 or F1 2021 for that thing, because the car is pushing forward. So he just loses vital points for his team and for himself. So that's another retirement caused by yellow flags and ignoring the safety car. So, because you can't unlap yourself, you're just not allowed to. You just have to stay in what position you are and let people go at the start of the race. It's just how it is. So to all the people watching, feel free to put your predictions in chat of your top 3 finish. It looks like sorry, who put it in? Sorry, I forget. Clunky. Clunky looks like he's fucking nearly dead on here with a Yumps, Davies, and Alex. If Tao was Yumpsy, that was a phenomenal guess for now. And if Yumps didn't pit, it looked even stronger. So we're going to see a Mercedes Ferrari finish, or we're going to see Dills pop back in, because we got one more lap under safety car for some fucking reason, and we have more debris on the circuit. And Zach goes into the pits Voodoo's trying to catch up. Safety car is in this lap. Tal and the rest of the pack are trying to warm up those tyres as much as possible before the start of the race. And away we go for the race restart here at Spain, with Tal, Davies and Alex starting on the top three. Dills, Newell, Masticles, Yumpsy, and we already have a Sector 3 yellow. I think that's just someone going into the pits or letting people go off Crystal Palace under blue flags. And Tal is already away, nearly 1 second, already 1 second out of the pack. So we go through. Where's the rest of the pack? Already with 5 tenths out of each other already. Newell wants to try and get a position on Dills here, and he can't for now. Has to stay behind. Tal with a 3-second time penalty looming over his head. He's falling behind just Davies at the moment. Tyres trying to get back up into temperature. Driver's keeping it nice and clean for the opening lap of the race restart. Oh, pushing into a 3-1 of Yumpsy, slamming it down when Newell wants to get some move done. Newell wanted to get the move done. He got shown by a Yumpsy coming out of nowhere, and he claimed the move done on Newell, but he didn't get the move done on Dills there. So we have a Red Bull that's got to be quite angry there. If Horner probably wanting to investigate that, as Yumpsy gets a 3-second time penalty for that extension. So yeah, Newell wanted to make a deep dive move down the inside and then had to check up for Yumpsy on the quicker softs, trying to make that same move. Alex trying to stay within the 5 tenths of his teammate, but Tal has pushed 1.4 seconds is the gap now. Drivers from 7th down to 11th, all within time penalty, so they're all still fighting for position. Mendy goes awfully wide because of the dirty air that he has seen behind Masticles. So Papa Fresh with a great view of that moment. And let's see if he wants to send it down the inside or he'll follow. He's got to follow for now. Tower 1.4 now as he leads the Grand Prix as a reserve driver for Mercedes in Vass's seat. Yumpsy's on the back of Dills. Takes that line perfectly. And he's got to use only ERS. DRS is not available. Is he going to try and make the move done twice? He does under braking. And he flies, and Dills has to check up there quite a lot. I think that might be reviewed as a dangerous intent of a move because Dills was just given no space at the end of that one. But Yumpsy getting desperate, trying to fly through the pack. 1.5, only 6 tenths now to the next driver. But no contact was made, it was just space. Very aggressive driving, but the move was clean and done nonetheless. Looks like Alex was preparing to try and make a move on Davies here as the New Zealand internet is coming through. He might have a worse time with internet as he usually does because New Zealand is currently in lockdown. So Yumpsy showing that stopping for the softs as a 3-stop strategy is opting to be the quickest so far. He is flying through with 6 laps to go. Let's see how he catches up to Alex as we're trying to look down the telemetry of the other drivers, but it looks like for now Yamsi is the driver to watch. Tao has pulled 1.6 seconds away from Davies, but it's still not enough with that 3-second time penalty over his head. Same with Yamsi. So at the moment, Dills is probably going to win this Grand Prix from time penalties. Probably not the best way of winning the Grand Prix, but hey, you got to take them when you can. It's a very rare moment when Mercedes slip up like this, especially with Ferrari coming in P2 and 3. A fantastic effort starting as low as they did down the grid. But here we go, Yamsi, 4 tenths. Alex also has DRS, so it's not going to be as easy as these other moves that we saw earlier into the race restart. As Alex is actually pushing down into Davies there. Davies actually doesn't have a time penalty, so Alex trying to just push on is actually opening the doors to Yamsi against the only driver without a time penalty. That is most likely an extension. So is it a wise move? Is Alex the quicker Ferrari at this stage? Yamsi actually wants to make the move now. Down the inside, Davies closes the door. A little bit of a lockup from both drivers. Side pod contact. Davies has been pushed out into a 3-second time penalty. Everyone is racing for positions right now in this Grand Prix. Dills is probably smiling at the moment as he gets a free position on Davies at this stage. But Yamsi going side by side, causing... Oh, and there's Papa Fresh. He's fallen down. He's got a retirement. That's a wheel gone, and that's a safety car. Another safety car. Tao was pushing on. He was pushing quicker than any other driver on the circuit. He was pulling off 2 seconds off Alex 96 and Davies when he was just the lead car. Showing you how difficult it is to follow here at Spain. But another safety car for FNL. So another few laps and then it's a push. Yamsi on the fresher softs. Looks like he's going to make a menace here as Papa Fresh, slows down and pulls his car out. And the marshals try and clear that up before Crystal gets around. As Newell is going into the pits, onto mediums for the final stint of this Grand Prix. Hopefully, Bad Voodoo gets a drive-through penalty for speeding under speeding under safety cars. So, once again, we have another safety car. FNL and safety cars, just like PRL last night. RPL. Not last night, last week. Pushing onto the record of 4 safety cars and virtuals. Proper Fresh has rejoined. An Alt Tab or an Alt F4 was definitely used in that moment right there. Is Tao going to do what he did last safety car and push early in the race restart and try and keep that lead of 1.3 seconds? He only has to keep control of the car for only 3 laps by the looks of it after the safety car. We might only be doing 2 laps under safety car conditions. Safety car is most likely in this lap. Towers on the medium compound. Alex behind on the medium compound. Yumpsy on the softs. All three drivers have a 3-second time penalty to their names, including Dills, who is behind them as well. So Davies and Dills. Actually, Davies doesn't have a penalty. What is this? Did he just go on the grass? What's Tao doing? What an odd strategy there on the race restart as Tao pulls away at the race restart, trying to give probably maybe Yumpsy the best opportunity to get past Alex early. And it's actually going to cause a potential huge incident here as Alex gets another 3-second time penalty for going down the inside. Tao just trying to get temperature in those tyres for going onto the grass awfully soon, potentially just rearing up the tyres too much onto the grass. And then Yumpsy's just staying behind Alex for now, but nearly a 4-way collision. Nearly what could have been, as Yumpsy has gone for around the outside, and Alex makes wheel contact, but not any damage shown as Alex is pushing down the inside and staying there. And he just gets closed on. Alex is gone, and he comes across, and Dills gets caught up in the incident as well, and a Haas of Zach. As we can see on screen, top right corner of a replay, and the turn down comes in, and the space is not given. Davies only just watches as his teammate gets spun around and causing Dills, who's having a phenomenal race with no time penalties, potentially a win of the Grand Prix, falls down to P12 as Yumpsy and Tao are coming through into P1 and 2 with only 2 laps to go. We might even see team orders as Tao is a reserve driver and Yumpsy could potentially go and win the Grand Prix as back-to-back and maximum points could come into Yumpsy's hands. As Davies, after his yo-yo of a Grand Prix in P3, is going to finish there, 2.7 seconds away from P2. Masticles in P4 out of nowhere, a bit of a boring race, and he still has Noel behind him with no penalties to his name. He could potentially even get Davies if he gets past Masticles, and he gets past him now. Crystal Paladin also having a bit of a yo-yo session, staying around the back, but driving to survive, and he's in P8. Huge points for the Alpine driver, and Dills is trying to earn himself back into the race as well. So he wants to try and make a move done. We might see him move into turn 1 as the drivers actually probably won't even get DRS. No! And he's gone! As soon as I say that, he makes a mistake and he's into the wall. Front wing gone. Let's have a look at the instant replay of the layup that could have been. So now the pressure is completely fallen off Masticles. DRS was engaged at the end of it, and he's just caught that curb. He rode the curb, and he gets spat into the wall once again. Just unlucky. So is Yumpsy going to push for the Grand Prix win, or is there going to be team orders? There's going to be a few questions that are going to be arising from these drivers. Is what happened with Tao at the start of the in the race restart, going onto the grass. Yumpsy cutting down on Alex, 96. But Mercedes with another dominant event with a P1 and 2. Pickaxe King even said in the chat, Merc 1-2 finish. Oh, Yumpsy doesn't want to make another mistake, but he looks like he wants to claim it with DRS in the last possible sector he could potentially get it in. Tao has been holding on to those mediums for the entire race. He's going to try and whip it around the outside against Tao, and Tao will hold on to that position. Wheels are going to interlock. Could we see a Mercedes collision in Spain again? We won't. There was wheel-to-wheel. We have! There is a huge collision. The two Mercedes drivers, like it was against Lewis and... oh my god, I'm losing it. Towers in the wall. Yumpsy doing anything it takes to win with a P1. Could have stayed behind for a P1-2 finish as Towers, the reserve driver for Vass, his teammate. But we have a Mercedes collision again, as I've taken too long for an instant replay. Wow. Wow. That is a Nico Lewis moment in Spain if I've never seen one in a different part of the sector. Davies comes out of nowhere with a P2 finish. But, yeah. Wheel-to-wheel contact. Crystal gets driver of the day. Yampsy doing anything it takes to get across that line first, even against his own teammate, a reserve driver, to try and pull maximum points for the constructors. And the contact was made between Tell and Yampsy. It's got to be a controversial moment for the aftermath of this Grand Prix of Yampsy and that podium position. Nothing like a good controversial ending here at FNL. Yampsy, Davey, Masticles is your top three. Clunky Boy nearly got it on the button there, but unfortunately some moments happened. Crystal Paladin comes out of nowhere, starting 20th on the grid, drive to survive style, finishing P4, massive points for Alpine, Mendy, Burt and Dills in the slots behind. Null up and down race, making individual mistakes with the curb into P8, and Voodoo surviving Tau with the incident in the final part of the Grand Prix. Perfect nonetheless throughout, and finishes in the 10th position. Everyone gets points until obviously 12th position. Everyone else retired underneath 12th of Papa Fresh Gunner and so forth. But yep. Well, that was it. That was the Spanish Grand Prix Round 2 here at FNL and F1 2021. Yeah, that race had it all, from team rivalries to teammates in rivalries as well. Battles on tracks, curbs getting involved, safety cars wanting to come out whenever they like. It was a roller coaster of an event. If you're still watching, feel free to sum up the race in 3 words. I believe it's just I think 2016 Lewis and Nico. That is my, as a number, as a word. Just one number section. 2016, that's what sums up for me in a different part of a sector. Thank you so much for watching. I will not be doing the commentary for didn't see race, just got here. Kane, if I can tell you what the race was like, just imagine safety car lap 1, 2 retirements from lap 1, and then 2 people died under safety car. A safety car deployed on its own without the safety car like lights popping up, so it was just on track. Teammates collide on the second to last corner for the win. I think that's kind of it, and more battles and curbs. Kind of crazy. Definitely one to rewatch. But I will not be streaming the RPL stream tomorrow. It will be taken over by A2, who has decided not to race anymore for Red Bull. He'll be taking over the commentary. He's very passionate over. FNL finally matching up RPL, yeah. The quality of last week, it's they finally matched up. So maybe this is my RPL kind of luxury now. So instead of me missing on the RPL drivers, I get it here now. But yeah, A2 will be taking over that stream at 7 PM on Sunday. So if you're drivers or people interested in that stream as well, head over to the Reborn Premier League Twitch channel. If I'm not streaming, I'll probably just host it. Why not? But yeah, thank you all for coming in. And I'll see you guys for the next stream, which will be a paid sponsor. Big up. Have a good night. I'll ease you out with this last song.
I can feel my face when I'm with you, but I love it. Oh, I love it. I can feel my face when I'm with you, but I love it. Oh, I love it. It's on. 'Cause I know